Hello and welcome to another video with me, Meoni, for Final Fantasy XIV. This time I want to take a look at the Omega Sigmascape weapons from Omega Sigmascape. These are the 375 item level diamond weapons. You can come over to X13.7 or Y12 and talk to Gelfredus to view or purchase these weapons with Sigmascape Datalog Book 4s, which is a currency obtained from the Savage Mode version of Sigmascape version 4. So let's do what we usually do, list the stats on screen for the weapons and talk about their looks, which is obviously the most important part. And boy are we in for a treat this time. First up, the sword and shield for paladins. The diamond theme runs throughout all of these sets, so expect to see large rocks and gemstones throughout. The sword is a brass and steel coloured weapon, and a diamond is lodged near the pommel behind the grip, and I especially like the spiky guard. It's a pretty nice blade. The shield is a solid metallic grey surface with embossed diamond shapes. It could have used a little coloration in my opinion, but it's a nice lengthy shield. Next up, the warrior axe. Now, I always gush over warrior axes despite not actually playing one. Perhaps that's a thing for me to look into in the future. Either way, this doesn't disappoint at all. It's a very spiky tip that could have someone's eye out quite easily, bolstered with multiple diamonds across the pike and the head of both sides of the axe itself. I really like this piece, as you might imagine. Lots of clean, delicate lines break up the solid axe head, and the gems are nice to see, lifting the colour generally across the piece. It's pretty awesome, and I want it. Greatsword next. In comparison to the Byakuya weapon, this looks sharp and actually a formidable sharp bladed weapon. The black coloration is no surprise, but when you unsheath it you can see more of the central diamond at the middle of the weapon. It sort of glints when you have it unsheathed, so you see it more. The opaque gemstone on the pommel is quite nice. It looks like a shiny weapon that's dulled over time and almost corrupted, which suits Dark Knight perfectly. Halberd next for Dragoons. I really like this lance. I don't like many in the game, and what makes this one interesting is the striped horn at the bottom row of spikes on the tip of the weapon itself. It instantly says Kefka to me, with that clown-like striped resemblance, or barbershop, whichever you prefer. It's the only one out of all of these weapons with this graphical touch incorporated into it, so it's quite unique, and generally I quite like this lance. Next up, Monk Knuckles. These are interesting, but are going to be very Marmite or Vegemite in appearance to people. You either love it or hate it completely. It's growing on me slightly. So these are box-like fist weapons with polygonal spikes. Remind me of how game designers tried to render fingers in 90s video games. But it's definitely a whole new step upwards in terms of something more memorable than monks usually get a hold of, and way better than their creation set. I'm so sorry. Now for Diamond Katana. The biggest thing for me on this is the actual scabbard. It's beautiful. The cross of diamonds at the tip there, and the intricate black and grey design are exceptional. The blade itself is, as you'd imagine, your usual katana. It has a little bit of detail running up the first third of the blade, but the guard, grip and pommel are absolutely amazing, studded there with diamonds. It's a really nice sword. Ninja daggers now, and these took me as a surprise. They're red, which until now everything had been a metallic grey. The ninja blades then come complete with a red gemstone in the centre of each blade, and a series of inlaid diamonds on both the blade itself and the pommel, or rear guard if you want to call it that. These blue tips break up the red metal quite nicely, and they generally look pretty cool. They are definitely the more standout weapon from this diamond range, and could suit some brilliant glamours out there. Now, the diamond bow. This thing is truly a thing of beauty. The quiver of arrows, for example, is huge and looks like a weapon in on itself, filled with diamonds and the red-tipped arrows. The bow itself has a black and white stripe at the tip running down to a gigantic diamond clasped before the grip area. I don't think they've really made a bow in Stormblood yet, but I hate, which says a lot about bow design. Now we just need to maintain that consistency and get books and fist weapons right, don't we? And the gun next, and ether packs. Oh, ether packs. This is going to turn into a running joke on the channel if I'm not too careful, but they're horrible. And then you look at the weapon, my god, it's like they chose to design the weapon separately and then the ether pack was this massive afterthought that they rented out to an intern in the office, or designed on the back of a beer mat or something. They need to do something about your ether packs, machinists. They just don't look right. The gun design is absolutely amazing. It looks like something straight from Final Fantasy VIII. It's a curved weapon, which is pretty rare for a gun, full of beautiful designs across and inlaid diamonds and this beautiful sort of black shadow feel to it. And what an amazing barrel design. It's just really nice, but again, the ether pack's just crap, isn't it? Black Mage now, and wow, this is something else. Two snakes trying to nom a big diamond atop a cane of wings and serpentine scales. A beautifully long black rod pointed at the end and supported by a dull blue gemstone at the base. What's not to like? It's thin looking, lightweight, not as heavy as you'd probably want a stave to look like this, but the top is just amazing. I really like the snake idea and I want them to use it again. Oh god, we're finally onto the books, and Summoner first, and actually, that's pretty cool. It's a blackish coloured book covered with studded diamonds on both sides, a little feather and a series of symbols that could mean anything, probably Summoner sort of black magey, dark, evil stuff. And this is much better than the creation book. Quite like this. The Diamond Hook next, which is the red Mage Weapon, coming complete with a pretty cool looking coil of metal floating around a clasped diamond for a focus crystal, and the blade has a nice coiled guard with a big white diamond for a pommel. I like the colours and it's pretty nice. White Mage stave now, and by god that's a big diamond, like that's nearly as big as my character's head. Clasped atop the end of this silver white cane with a few other sizable diamonds inlaid throughout. And the best thing is the party trick that comes with it when you unsheath it. Boom, floaty curved triangle, which appears from nowhere and if you look closely pops in from space-time and doesn't actually exist on the weapon when it's sheathed away. I quite like this, unsurprisingly. It's probably the idea of something spinning around an occasionally glinting diamond the size of my head that I like, I'm not sure. The design is relatively simple and screams sort of like marchy weaponry or something elegant. I really like this and I can't wait to get it on my White Mage. Scholar book next, and again, this one's actually quite nice, and for once they didn't just recolour the Summoner one, which should make most folk happy in the Summoner Scholar sort of community. A nice red background here with 3 diamonds on the cover, one unlit to mimic the special gauge that scholars have with the 3 diamonds, which is a very clever touch, and the overlapping triangles, which could mean anything but look amazing. It's a really nice design, and I wish all books could be this decorative, especially you, creation book. I'm pointing at you, you spiky thing. And finally, but not leastly, the Astrologian Diamond Sextant, which I immediately screamed Triforce, because that's what my immature Zelda-addled mind says every time I see triangles on weapons. Now seriously, this is a fantastic piece. It's a triangle set on a spherical diamond spinning one direction, inside of a circular gap inside a bigger triangle spinning a different direction. It's fantastic and looks really impressive from a distance. All in all, I don't think any of the weapons today really looked awful. It could be that the focus on raid tier weapons is much more demanding on an artist, and they get to release their prized designs that they've been working on, and that the rest of the sets in the game are quite relaxed and maybe not to the same quality, but there are still certain elements that need to be addressed visually, even on these, namely Machinist's ether packs, which I won't stop going on about until they fix it. And Summoner and Scholar, you guys get the crap end of the stick when it comes to design, don't you? There's a large number of times I've looked at these things and just pulled a face, and I can't be alone in that reaction. Let me know what you think of the diamond weapons below. Thank you kindly for watching. If you like this, smack a like below, and I'll see you all next time.